Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Rampage or Ram Crew. I, Mike Lane, Tony Schiavone, and James E. Cornett here. And today on Rampage or Ram Crew, we're going to have a good show here today. We got Liebman Kirk. Very few folk, I guess Bernard could have been his kin name, I guess. I don't know. And we're going to see him here today on, Rampage or Ram Fruit. Well, that's a good thing to know, Tony Schiavone says. There'll be a first time you ever had a Star Trek doll, or whatever, or Liebman Kurt Bernard, or if he got a kin name, no one really seems to know. And he'll be here today. Mike Lane says, yeah, Tony Schiavone said, he came from the Vinland of Frickmiddle. Someone had him a long time ago and then gave him away. Tony Schiavone says, so we'll see what wrestling skills or fighting skills he has. Well, to be earnest with you, Mike and Tony, if they don't have their guns, then they don't really got that much of fighting, do they? Some of them were good at fighting on all the sagas and all the followings of the show, and some not so much. Him? He most likely seems to be him. I don't know. Oh, can't stand up in the ring. So it's hard to tell if he does got wrestling skills or fighting skills or not. Or if he's only good with the gun. If he didn't have the gun, then I don't know about that. James E. Cornett says, hi, I am Captain Kirk or Liebman Kirk from the Star Trek show. I would most likely think either the first one or the other followings of it. And I'm first here in a toy wrestling gathering here today to... Oh, great, Austin Theory says. A bullshitting Starman. You're no Star Rider. That's right. Which call you out, Austin Erie says, because you are no Star Rider. One, the one Star Trek lies about wakefulness because in outer room there's little to no wakefulness. So how the fuck do you folks not float around? Two, are you gonna tell me that your starship apparently is so good that you don't need to have a clothing on the whole time? Look, I don't need to get into how our starship worked or how true Star Riders do things. It was a farcier show, and it's still going on to this day. Some folks like it, some folks don't like it. I'm sorry if it's not law to how true starships work or how true inner room riding works. But I have dealt with a lot of folks, good and bad. And I can take it you're not Trekkies or whatever they like to call followers of the show. Oh, I could think of many other shows that were more good than yours. I mean, there was Lost in Room. That was one, Austin Theory said. What's the other one, Austin Theory said? Oh, Galaxy Quest? Or was that, what, Starway? What was that? Oh, what? Starway Stretch? Was that a film? Anyway, I don't know what you got to do with me. And why would you want to name a starship? Everybody, come on. I mean, if you stop to think of it, how can you folks get to other starways that fast? There's a thing called light speed and star speed and all that other shit. There's no way you could get there that long. I'm telling you, the whole show is unright about star riding. I could tell you, I could probably talk with someone at NASA right now. They tell you all your things are wrong. Hey, Captain Marvel or Leland Marvel says, that's enough, Austin Theory and Austin Aries. It was a farcier show with many followings and sagas and films and whatever. You didn't like it, that's fine. But don't go out here and shame Kurt here for how the show was handled, or what happened and didn't happen on the show, or how how their starship doesn't behave like true starships, or how there wasn't enough wakefulness or lack of wakefulness in outer room or light speed and all that other shit, things like that. Well, thank you for backing me up here. Can you believe this? Mike Lane says. A Paramount Global, Paramount World self getting backed up by a Disney Marvel self, Mike Lane says. That's right, Tony Schiavone said. Two selves that no one would think would come together, but they have. Tony Schiavone says. Now we'll see what happens. Yeah, James E. Cornette says, we'll see what the so-called over-good doer and a so-called star rider can do. James E. Cornette says, I know you're the TWF World Tag Team Fighters, and wouldn't it be so cool if me and Kurt here end up beating you? Yeah, I would think, lead woman Marvel or Glass, I would think that would be great if I and you would beat them. Yeah, I didn't say it right, but who gives a shit? Well, I think you're going to get your wish, because here's a fight, Lord, and the TWF Tag Team winnings are on stake. Now, this is for the TWF World Tag Team winnings. First, they are the TWF Tag Team Fighters, Austin Theory and Austin Aries. And they are Captain Marvel or Lead Woman Glass, or Captain Kirk or Lead Man Kurt, last name unknown, or we didn't look his last name up, or kin name. Well, now apparently we're going to see who's going to start this out here. And we'll see, Mike Lane says, if a Star Trek Star Rider, has wrestling skills. And apparently he does. He hip tossed at Austin Theory, so that belief is that another hip toss. So yeah, he's not handicapped by not having his gun. And Austin Theory is now going to learn to show some onlook to the well-known lead men of the Starship Enterprise, or whatever the English word would be for what, business? Yeah, I guess so. Here's Austin Theory, now dropkick on Austin Aries now, and now Kurt brings in lead Captain Marvel, a lead woman Glass here. And now she's taking care of Austin Theory, Austin Aries, who spells Aries with an I, which is a Frenchish misspell of the Hellenish borrowed name Aries. Mike Lane says, yeah, it is, Tony Schiavone says, but it's the only time you see a Disney self team up with a Paramount Global, Paramount World self. And it looks like the tag's been made, and now Kurt's back in the ring now. Well, I'll tell you one thing, James E. Cornette says, it's so unfair, because one is from another world, the other one is from Earth, but goes to other worlds. So how's it so unfair? It's so unfair, James E. Cornette said. They don't got the upper hand. One, so unfair. Oh, Austin Theory just knocked him down. Austin Theory wants to do the A downtown on Kurt right now. Oh, and that's it. Kurt looks like he's in a bind here. 1, 2, and Marvel just broke it up. Austin Aries coming in now, thinking he's got the answer, and now breaking it up now. And now he's in a bind. Well, James E. Cornette said take down a so-called Star Rider, the so-called Star Rider, because he never worked for NASA or any out of room business at all for any law mode. James E. Cornette says, oh, and Austin Theory thinks he's got the answer, And oh, then Kurt came back and right now tagged in Marvel again. And now lead Captain Marvel and Marvel going after Austin Aries. Austin Theory brings in Austin Aries. But now they're both going to do the double. Oh, mistake. And by mistake, Austin Aries knocked out Austin Theory. He's going to break it up, but Kurt stopped it from happening. Mike Lane says. So far, neither of them teamed up together, Mike Lane said, but they're good at it. Yes, they are, James E. Cornett. Yes, they are, Tony Schiavone said. They never teamed up before, but they seem to be very good at it. And I think Austin Aries and Austin Theory are going to lose. Come on, James E. Cornett said, they can't lose to this overgood doer and this, this Star Rider. That would be crazy. 1, 2, 3. Ugh. Ding. Let's see. Here is your winners in the new TWF World Tag Team Fighters. Captain Marvel or Lead Woman Glass, or Captain Kurt or Lead Man Kurt. Can you believe that? A Disney South and a Paramount Global, Paramount World South teaming up together, and now they're the new World Tag Team Fighters. First time they ever teamed up, and we didn't think this was going to happen here today on Rampage or Ramfru, Mike Lane says. So, but I thought it was a good match, Mike Lane says. For Kurt, who I don't know if he's ever wrestled or fought in a wrestling ring before, Mike Lane says. Well, to tell you the truth, Tony Schiavone said, I didn't know if Kurt would be good at wrestling, but somehow he is. Somehow him and Marvel or Glass teaming up, and now the TWF World Tag Team Fighters. You know what? Austin Aries and Austin Theory, they got buried. They got besmirched by this put together tag team with the fake Star Rider and the overgood doer. I don't really think. I think Austin Aries and Austin Theory should be winning that back from them. At least that's my belief. James E. Cornett says, well, all right, you got to hold to your belief, Mike Lane said. We're now going to take it away now, Michael Cole. All right, thank you, Mike Lane and Tony Schiavone. I'm going to be talking with Captain Marvel or Lead Woman Glass, Captain Kurt or Lead Man Kurt. Yeah, a lead man, a lead woman. All right. Your first time in a toy wrestling gathering, and now you're a TWF Tag Team Fighter. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to do that, I didn't think I was going to be a TWF Tag Team Fighter. I spent all my life, going to other worlds and meeting other folks, sometimes some good, some bad. And to think that me, a Paramount Global, Paramount World self, would be teaming up with a Disney Marvel self, you never heard of that. No, and I don't really think a lot of folks thought that would have happened, And did you think that you'd be one half of the TWF Tag Team Fighters? No, I didn't think that. And I didn't think that would happen at all. But if there was a lead man's law writing down, which I have to get to, at the end of the day, I don't really think I didn't think that was going to happen. Well, Captain Marvel or Lead Woman Glass, you can tell us what's going on. Yeah, I had to stand up for a fellow follower to 401 Bonds of Good. He's a Star Rider from Earth, right? I'm an outsider from another world who came to Earth, right? We both got to stand up for each other. I wasn't going to have them being shamed by Austin Aries and Austin Theory about the things that were said and done in Star Trek and how some things don't match up to how true Elder Star, how things are in Elder Room, or how starships behave, or wakefulness, or a lack of wakefulness, or whatever shit. You know, I don't really think it was that. I don't really think the show is meant to be that, that wisdomly right. I mean, come on, it was a wisdom folklore farcier show that's still going on to this day with many followings and sagas, some good, some bad in some folks' beliefs. But now we're the TWF World Tag Team Fighters, so I guess so. Well, did you think you'd be teaming up with a Paramount Global or Paramount World Self? No, I didn't think so. I truly didn't think that would be happening, but it did. Alright, that's my talk with Captain Kurt or Leadman Kurt or Captain Marvel or Lead Woman Glass. Back to you, Mike Lane and Tony Schiavone. Well, thank you, Michael Cole, for talking with Captain Kurt or Leadman Kurt, Captain Marvel or Lead Woman Glass here today on Rampage or Ramfru. That's all the time we got. I, Mike Lane, Tony Schiavone, and James E. Cornett. We hope you like Rampage or Ramfru, and we'll see you tomorrow for Collision or Hit.